everybody. All right, so it is, okay, so we're partway through week 3 of Garb August. Now, I failed spectacularly at week 2. Now, week 2 was men's adventure or category romance, and you know what, those are both categories that I struggle with. So I started a couple of books and I just absolute crap. So I am going to probably make a video for week 3, but I'll talk about my failures of week 2. So I just wanted to check in. It is apparently Tag Tuesday. I was watching Ollie's channel, and he did the Honest Booktube tag, so I'm going to rip that off. I can't remember where it originated. I do apologize to the creator who started the tag, but I'm just gonna answer the questions just because I wanted to answer these questions because okay, so, and yes, I like to jump on the tag wagon every so often, and I haven't done one of these in a long time either. All right, so question number 1. I got my little notes here. Question number 1, have you ever lied about reading a book? I think I wrote a couple papers in university about books that I hadn't finished. But no, if I don't finish a book, it's because I didn't finish the book. I'm quite upfront about that. Life is very short. I've learned this along the way. And life's too short for bad books. It really is. But question number 2, have you ever avoided a book because of controversy about content or author? That's an interesting question. You know what? If there's controversy about the content, I actually seek it out to see what the big deal is about. And most of the time I find that it really isn't all that controversial. It's just somebody has a bee in their bonnet about something. And yeah, I mean, you're talking to somebody who paid $1 for Mein Kampf, like, and by the way, I read the first chapter and it was crap. It was a lot of blah 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 about the Habsburgs and trying to rile up the working man, and I couldn't go on for another 1,000 pages about that. I just couldn't. Controversy. Now, controversial authors. Now you've seen, I do have a sort of maliciously gleeful series where I talk about authors behaving badly. Probably because I don't understand why you would risk your career just to be a dick. Like, you know, what is the purpose in that? And granted, you know, I do have my asshole moments, but I'm unlikely to go down in flames because of it, or at least I hope I'm not. Maybe I will. I mean, maybe somebody will cancel me someday. Not that I have anything to cancel. I mean, I'm homeless, I'm jobless, and I'm sick enough that I could keel over at any point. There's just nothing else I could lose at this point. But anyway, there are authors that are less interesting to me now because of their, you know, what they've done and said. You know, I don't think I've read too much of Neil Gaiman, and I have no interest in reading him now. I've read enough H.P. Lovecraft that I know I can't freaking stand him. He can create a mood, I'll give him that, but the racism is just... there are authors that, you know, where things like Alice Munro are coming out now that have complicated my feelings about that person's work. And I probably won't be reading too much more Alice Munro from now on. And you know, there are other short story writers who write really wonderful stories. Maybe it's time to just, you know, acknowledge what she's done in the field of Canadian literature and move on to greener pastures. I think I don't have a whole lot more to say about author controversy. I did just go on a big long rant about Tom Monteleone and the racist dog whistles. When I see an author, and you know, the horror community especially is kind of small. And yes, there are times when the torches and the pitchforks come out a little too readily. I do try to find out what exactly the person has said and done that has caused all the controversy. But, you know, a lot of the time it's, at least the outrage is somewhat justified. And if they're doing stuff that is not really too well in line with what I think is acceptable, then I'm going to be much less likely to read and support much of their work. You know, there's a million other things that I could be doing with my time. And again, life is short. Anyway, beyond. Yeah. So, I mean, I will check it out. I'll find out what the controversy is about. And I've always tried to be fair, see both sides of the story, and, you know, everybody can make up their own damn minds. But, yeah. Anyway. Number 3, have you ever been sent a book for free and not disclosed it? If I did, it wasn't willfully so. I have gotten a few free PDFs from publishers and reviewed them. And if I forgot to disclose that, it's really simply because I forgot, not because I was trying to be deceptive about anything. Number 4, have you ever bought a book with no intention of reading it? No, I have fully intended to read every book I have ever bought. And I have a storage locker half full of books that would attest to that. But the best response I've ever heard to a question like that, my friend Susie had a prof, and one of his students asked him, you know, have you read all the books on your shelf? And his response was, do you eat all the food in your refrigerator? So yes, we buy the books because we want to have the books, and we read them when we're hungry for them. Number 5, have you ever been caught up in Booktube drama? You know, I'm not aware that there's too much Booktube drama. I know there was a thing a couple years ago where somebody went on a rant about monetizing and somebody else was upset about it. And all I've ever really done is, my response is usually, can't we all just get along? If we don't agree on something, we can agree to disagree, because generally this is just an opinion. And hey, let's get back to talking about books. One of the great things about Booktube is there's nowhere near as much drama as there are in other circles of YouTube. So I'm going to say no. My response is usually just, although, like I said, the horror community, especially on Facebook, you know, the social media is very small. There's a lot of drama there. So I save my drama for the other side of things, I guess. Question number 6. Have you ever had a hate comment, and how did you respond? Okay, I'm gonna admit something here. As a YouTuber, I'm really fucking bad at YouTube. And I have my comments set to filter potentially harmful comments, but I don't know how to get them. So if anybody's ever left me a hate comment, I didn't get it. And I don't know how to get it. So people don't comment all that much on my channels anyway, and the ones who do are generally wonderful to read. I don't have I have 166 followers at last count. It might go up 1 or 2 even after this, or after my most recent video. You know, I gain and lose that last couple of subscribers every day. And by the way, if you are new here, welcome. I'm very, very happy to have you. And, you know, if you want to say hi, please leave a comment. But any comment that I've ever seen has been wonderful so far. And if there have been any hate comments, I can't get them through the filter. So, woohoo! Number 7. have you ever made a video just because you knew it would get views? I don't get that many views anyway. I mean, I am stunningly lucky if I get 50 views. There are a couple of videos that I've made that have gotten, you know, in the hundreds that have just been like, wow. But no, I make videos because I like to talk, and I said this before. I did my degree in communications, media studies. I spent many years doing community radio, and I just miss kind of talking to an audience about something that interests me. So that's why I do this. You know, and I thought, okay, if I'm going to start a YouTube channel, what am I going to talk about? Well, the only thing that I could probably talk at length about is books. So I went with that. 8. Question number 8. If you could go back to the beginning of your channel, would you do anything differently? Probably not. I mean, I like my content the way it is. The only thing that I wish I could do more of is somehow make it more dynamic. Because I don't know how to edit videos. I'm like so bad at this. Yeah, you would think after 4 years I would have learned something, but no. Probably just because it's not so much that I'm not willing to put in the time. Especially the last year or so. I mean, obviously there's been so much going on that I haven't been able to, you know, sit down and really learn a new skill well. And any videos that I've tried to watch that help with that sort of thing, I just can't seem to learn from them. So it's not for lack of trying to learn more. Maybe if I had the money to take a course or something, things would be a little bit easier, but right now I just don't. So yeah, so I just put up the raw video and take my chances. I'm sorry, it's very raw, and I wish I were a better editor. That's really the only thing I would do differently on my channel, is better editing. Number 9, are there any channels you wish you could be more like? Not really. I mean, it would be nice to have more subscribers and views and be monetized, but that doesn't really, I mean, obviously I'm not going to make a living doing Booktube, right? And the other thing is, I wish I had a cool accent, because all of the channels that I like, they all have cool accents. Either they're like British or Australian, or, you know, they got a nice brogue or something. But no, I've got this. I'm Canadian. Can't help it too much. Number 10, what's something you love about your channel? The few people that actually are consistently there commenting. So hello, I see you. Thank you so much. I love interacting with you, especially the one that enjoys my MAGA hat readings. So shout out to, you know, just everybody that's out there. And honestly, the other thing that I love is just, you know, being able to talk about books. I can't read as much as I would like to, because I have a hard time concentrating with where I'm living right now, but it's always worthwhile when I can, you know, finish a book, talk to you guys about it, and, you know, maybe get some interaction. And when the algorithms push up other YouTubers, you know, it's really just fun to have that kind of social, network, and know that there are so many book lovers out there, you know, and that is a wonderful thing. So I don't know if I've offered any insights here, but I'll be back in a few days. We'll see how I did week 3 of Garbogust, because it is still Garbogust. A lot of people are preparing for, like, you know, Shorty September, and you know, what's coming in October, and I can't believe that it's already almost September again. It's crazy how the summer's gone by so fast. And what a year it's been so far. But, yeah. So I hope you enjoyed this Tag Wagon Tuesday, and hope you're reading lots of horror, and have a great day.